Welcome to Honest Convos with Carin.
And Marcia. We're longtime biz besties bringing you along for the journey of building a business and life you actually want.
No fluff, no filters, just honest conversations about the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's get into it.
Welcome back. We have a good one for you today. It is all about shifting into the identity that you ultimately see for yourself. I think when you are in flow and when things are going well in your business and life, you can have like a better grasp on actually making that evolution into the woman that you have had these visions and, mental pictures of. And I'm excited to hear what Karen has to say about this because I feel like I can really show up professionally, like at networking events. Like, I definitely try harder than I did like back in the day, when first getting started. But now it's like in the personal life, I don't know that I'm showing up. So there's a little bit of a disconnect there. Karen, what do you have to say?
Like when you are trying to do things that you haven't done before and grow to new levels in your life and your business, there is a certain amount of becoming a different person that have to happen because your identity, like who you believe you are, is going to drive the things that you do. So I am not a runner. I am absolutely not ever going to identify as a runner. So I think even Marcia, you mentioned on an episode before, like I'm never running a marathon. Like, yeah, no. I've actually tried a little 5K situation and it was more of a 5K walking, there was no running involved. No, maybe a little jog. But so because like my mindset, my belief about myself, I am not a runner. I'm not gonna even like attempt. Like I did try because I had friends. They thought it was fun. It was like a color run, so you got to paint yourself. I was all into it. The non-running parts of it, that is. So, but it's like that is like for me, like that's a good example I'm thinking of because like I could shift my belief about myself that I am a runner. And then what would I do differently if I was a runner, right? Like maybe I would practice, maybe I would go for jogs in the morning. I would, do a 5K preparation, get me an app and do a whole like, workout routine. And like, what would I do differently if I thought to myself, Carin, you are a runner? Because I'm like, Carin, you are not a runner. My routine is the couch, the Netflix, the chill, right? So I just love the idea that it's not just about mindset. We talk, people talk a lot about your mindset, your mindset, your mindset, but who do you believe you are? Like really sit and think about that. Like who am I? Like get your journal out, and start writing what comes to mind. But like who you believe that you are is going to be the start because you are not going to post on Instagram. You are not going to make an offer for a 10K coaching package. You are not going to, go to the networking event cards in hand as the boss that, you have to be at this thing if that's not who you believe that you are. So like it all starts there. So I'm glad we're going to dig into this topic.
I like that you brought up journaling, but when you were talking, I thought about multiple guided meditations that I had had in the past, and they were focused on like professional experiences. And one was, oh, I'm so bad with names, with Natalie. We went to her summit in Los Angeles, but she has a guided meditation that's about like a boardroom. And so it's you entering the boardroom and it's you having your board of advisors or board of directors or whatever. And that image myself was like, okay, I'm in a button down blouse, like a pencil skirt. Like I had a very clear, vivid image of who I was, like Boss Marsha. Like she's like really cool. And then I also, when we did I think it was a vision board retreat at Playworker Dash, and you led a guided meditation, and it was all about, yourself in 5 or 10 years, and it was me being driven to this, like, high rise and getting out of a black sedan, and I just remember walking and going to the big glass doors and opening it up and walking into the lobby, and it's so funny because the idea of me being in a city, like, absolutely not, and maybe that car drove me from, the Hamptons, or I don't know. Whenever I've had these guided meditations, it's always, polished, poised Marcia. It's not garbage can Marcia. I feel like that is, my soul's image of who I am professionally. And so I love that as a practice. Like, if you can just probably Google or YouTube, guided meditations for female entrepreneurs. Yeah, I just think that that's something that I kind of aspire to be. And when I'm networking, again, like, I feel like I can portray her.
Oh my God, I'm so glad you brought up the meditating because, in like the visioning, one of the most fascinating things that I've learned throughout all the, dozens of classes and courses and trainings that I've taken, and actually Natalie's transformational embodiment coaching certification is probably my favorite one that I have. Like your brain does not know the difference between what's real and what's not real. It just knows what it sees and it's going to believe that. So that's why visioning is it's such like a critical piece of your identity and your becoming. And it's something athletes use. Like if you search up any popular, athlete that performs really high and really well, and achieves a lot, they probably have some sort of an interview where they talked about how many times they envisioned achieving the goal, winning the game, crossing the finish line, like whatever their sport is. And like how that's like a daily routine part of their training is like just the visioning part, like just sitting down and like literally seeing them go through the whole race and, pass the baton or get to the, cross the line. You can tell I don't watch sports, but whatever it is that they do. And so it is such a good tool. So I'm glad you brought that up because if you haven't tried it, I know sometimes people think meditation is kind of boring or they fall asleep or, that kind of stuff. But if you really, like 5 minutes, it doesn't have to be like a 30-minute meditation. It really can be like a 5 minute, just getting quiet. And I like the guided ones because it kind of takes you through and just really think about like who are you, like who do you want to be, like, and yeah, like be the boardroom the boardroom Marcia, and think and like really see that person and like experience them. It is kind of a weird thing because when I've done those meditations and that one, even in that training you're talking about that we went to, I just remember like the almost disappointment when I came out of the meditation of like, I want to be that now though. Like, I don't want to just see it and get all attached to it and get excited by it. And I'm like, ooh, like, Carin with her shit together that was a good move. That was a good look,? And then I come out of the meditation and I'm like, but I'm still here. Like, I'm still in this version. Like, what do so there's the gap, which like that's where you have to that's where you have to have your habits and your goals and the things you're doing every day have to line up with that future version, and you might say like one of the phrases I remember I got from that was, what would future Carin do? What would Carin with her shit together do? Like, not Carin who wants to go sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day, but the Carin or the Marcia who's getting out of the black sedan and going into the big, like, what is that version? What would that version of you be doing right now? And then you have to start to take it on. And it can feel uncomfortable because you're not there yet. Like, that's not who you really are right now yet. But if you just start to walk in those shoes and start to do the things that that version of you would do, that's how you close the gap. That's how you get closer to actually that being the reality. So it can just feel weird and funky. And that's why journaling and meditation are good tools to help you kind of just work through how you're feeling and thinking about it. But you just have to start. You just have to get the vision and then start doing the things that line up with that version of yourself.
Exposure therapy, right? It's like every facet of life. I love that you brought up that it can feel uncomfortable and depressing, and especially like coming out of that meditation, because I remember thinking that too. I'm like, oh, like I'm going to be wearing designer clothes. I just looked at her and I was like, oh, yeah, that could be cool. But I think back then, like it wasn't even aspirational. It was more like alter universe. It's like if I had a team of people to put me together, which I'm a big proponent of people having teams because it's hard to do these things alone. This lady that I know and follow, it's one of Nicole Dash's close friends, Ashley Ayers, and she is a stylist. And so I love her because she does like mood boards, but I've seen how she's styled different clients and it's not like cookie cutter, like she actually, I think, actively listens and gets to know the person and knows what they will feel confident in, which I think that's what it ultimately is it's like it might feel awkward, it might feel like you're putting on your mom's high heels for the first time, but like once you get past that discomfort, and I think it's probably based on other people's perception of you, how they talk to you, how they look at you, how serious they take you. Because I mean, with my new business, I got these thick business cards, and people, when I hand it to them, they're like, oh. When they touch it, like I can actually see them be like, oh, wow, she really splurged on these nice business cards. And so getting that immediate feedback from other people, that helps build the confidence. If I could go back to Marcia a decade ago and have those feelings of this is not really attainable or it's going to take 20 years to get there, if I could have just said like stepping stones, like just buy one nice shirt, just by, like working towards that staple wardrobe or getting rid of stuff that basically like the t-shirts with the holes in them, and like I don't actually wear stuff with holes in them, but back then I think I probably did. But it's like removing things from your closet and your life that are just kinda bojangling. Getting rid of them so it's not even an option to wear them. Because like, for me, there is some truth in what they say about, like, "Get ready for work," and I had a coffee date earlier this week, and my friend's like, "Do you, like, get ready even though you're working from home?" She's like, I've heard that it's really good, but I just don't wanna, because then I'm wasting that outfit, like, if I don't leave the house, then I have to wash it again. I'm like, "Yeah, it is a lot of effort, and what's the point?" But, like, it really does make a difference, I feel like, in how you show up on your Zoom calls and our this conversation, we talked about this in another episode, but Todd Herman's The Alter Ego Effect, and I think that's really a powerful tool to just kinda have, like, some type of trigger, like glasses or whatever. Mine is the curling iron. And just like a reminder, like this might feel foreign, it might feel a little weird, but I'm doing this for a reason because I'm working towards this vision and this type of person who I want to be.
No, I love the example of the clothes because you need to create space for that next level version of yourself. And so if you're holding on to like, old things, like things that fit the version now that you're trying to grow out of, then you're not going to have the space for the things that will represent that next level version. So this is a good, example of like just like no more holy ratty old concert shirts from the 80s and bringing in the fresh, new wardrobe that represents that next level version. It's just a really practical example. And like that could, in your business, it might mean clearing out old offers. Like maybe they sold well, they were like bangers, 5 years ago, but they don't really represent where you're trying to go with your business. and you're wondering like why new efforts aren't working or new offers aren't hitting because you're still holding on to those old ones. Like you need to clear those out, which can be scary. You're like, but it makes me money. Why would I get rid of it? Why would I stop offering it? Like, but you have to clear that out to make space for the new offers. And I had to do that, which I mean, I haven't taken it down yet, but I still have a course that I created. I think it was in 2020, Side Hustle Quick Start. And I was like, this is it. I mean, that was a hit. Like I was shocked how well it did. Sales would still trickle in. Like I don't even talk about it anymore. I don't even promote it. Like you probably are like, oh, she had a course. Yeah, I did. I do technically because I haven't taken it down yet fully. But like in my mind, even having this conversation, like after this, I'm gonna go take it down. So don't go look for it. Cause I'm like, I need to let that go fully. Like I have to just let that be done. I am not the side hustle queen. I don't want to be the side hustle queen. That was great in 2020. But now, like, I'm on a whole different path and I'm going to hold myself back if I keep holding on to that old offer, even though it made money, even though it still has like a sale or two trickle in because I don't know how people find the sales page, by the way. I guess maybe Google. So that's another example. Like in business, we can hold ourselves back from that next level of ourselves by holding on to old offers or old ways of doing business. Business models change. What worked 10 years ago is probably not what's going to work now. We've been in business a long time. I've been doing this since 2012. Marcia and I met in 2013. So about the same time. I mean, that's like 12 years ago. If we were still doing the same exact way of business from 2012, 2013, no, like that's not going to work now. So we have to be willing to evolve. And it's just that is not a comfortable place, especially if it's still working. And I have my air quotes up. Y'all can't see that. But like if it's still working, you really will feel like wouldn't I be sabotaging myself to stop something that's making me money or stop something that works well enough? Well enough, is that really what we want? Well enough, or do we want that next level version? So we have to be willing to let some stuff go.
Shed your skin, right? Such a gross image. And we talk about this all the time. It's like clearing the clutter, like the past courses, the past emails, the past relationships and friendships, and even home decor, like the things that where you look at it and, the Mary Kondo, like, does this bring me joy anymore? Really like auditing your space, your physical space, and then your computer space, your disk space, and your mental space, all of that. That's such a good point that if you're aspiring to reach a certain level, but you're like gripping on to the past and holding on to things, and it's such a mind screw because really, like, letting go of things that were successful, like, that's really difficult. But I do think that it is a real sign that you are ready to go into that next version of you because you're like, "No, this just is not in alignment, Carin. Alignment. It's not in alignment with where I'm going." So it's not a self-sabotage, it's a strategy to propel you quicker to that version of you that you're supposed to be. And I'm telling you, man, there's like some type of shift because like I see all of these women, and especially like, the Success Secret Society, these women who we've known for really long time, and people are just like, I'm done playing small. And I think it's part the administration where you're like, oh my God, the audacity of some of these people and the horrible leadership that we're seeing. And it's like, I feel like we were all kind of like, we're doing this because it's an empowerment thing. We want to be in control of our destiny and our future, and we want to make money and make an impact. And like, there's a quote like, bad things don't happen when women make more money. Yes. Like, whoever said that, wherever that originated from, it's so good. But I think it's very uncomfortable to want to grow and to I don't know. I don't think there's any such thing as like your max capacity. I think that probably happens on your deathbed where you're like, oh, okay, like I did everything I wanted to do. But it's like there's like a burning right now where like these women are just like, I'm done. I need to take myself serious and I need to do the things that I need to do and put myself in the rooms that I need to. And it's good. I think it's good. I think we're on the brink of something special.
I so agree. You don't need permission, right? Like, don't wait. There's nothing to wait for. Like, now is your time. At any moment, you can start being her, whoever her is. For me, it's future Karen. It's boardroom Marcia for Marcia. Like, you don't need any, there's no special sign or any, perfect. Like, it doesn't have to be January 1st. Don't wait. Like, right now, when we're recording this, you might be listening to it later, but as we're recording, it's mid-August. We still have a lot of 2025 left, so you can start right now. Like, there's no magical time to wait for. So if you've already been waiting too long, like, now is your time, and just go be her. Go be her now.